In this video, we are going to get started on inputting the second floor plan. Keep in mind that even though you think you have your first floor plan pretty well set in place, that once you start adding the second floor, you may see that you still need to make some adjustments to your first floor. It's kind of a process. The way we go through it, it's constantly adjusting, modifying, or as I refer to it, massaging the plan to get it to work the way we want it to. If it was simple and we could just go in and put it in, put the second floor in, put the basement in, put the roof on, anyone can do it. But you are learning the process of what it takes to actually design a house and to make the parts work. It's all a part of problem solving and critical thinking, which is what drafters do on a daily basis. For today, we are going to go on the home page and we are going to go to the second floor plan. At the top left, you'll see your assignments from the last class period. Then you will see new assignments for today, and you will see the objectives that we're going to be covering. You are or should read lesson 6. The videos will be over here, and I will come back and talk about the typical house plans drawn in AutoCAD over here for you to use as a resource. So let's get started. First thing I want to talk about is framing. In framing, we have two kinds of framing. The first one is called balloon framing. This is where you see the stud runs continuous all the way up the wall. It runs from the top of the foundation up to the highest level. This is not used much today, but it's good to know in case you ever get into a renovation project or something along those lines. There's a couple of reasons why it's not used today. One is the length of the lumber that would be required. We have depleted a lot of our lumber, especially the larger species of wood, so it's very difficult to get studs in lengths this long to be able to do that. So that's the first reason. The second reason is because this is a continuous shaft, fire can spread very easily. The insurance companies do not like that, so that is another reason why we do not use this type of framing. What we really use today is called platform framing. Platform framing has where the floors intersect into the studs. This grew from the need for the fire blocking because you can put that in there and it can help stop that flame from going all the way up. In theory, the height is unlimited, but code does not allow for studs to be over 10 foot in most cases and 12 foot in special circumstances. And code typically doesn't allow for more than 3 stories on a house. And again, that has to do with it being made out of wood and with the fire concerns. So these are the two types of framing. What we're going to be doing in Revit is really more along the lines of the balloon framing, but that's not how we would actually do it. But the package, the Revit package, is set up for the other way, so we are not going to modify that. I mentioned earlier that I wanted to come back and talk about these typical house plans, and keep in mind these plans were drawn in AutoCAD, but they are really just for demonstration purposes to show how drawings should be set up. So if you go to the download button, here's what you're going to see. Most sets of documents have a cover sheet, and on that cover sheet is going to have the list of the drawings that are included. Usually has the name of the company that it's being done for or their people. The other thing that you always want to have on your drawings is you want to have a title block. Here is a note about copyright, dates, copyright on here, name of the sheet, the name again, who's doing the drawings, and the date. That's all important information to be on the cover sheet. The second page is going to typically, if you have a basement, going to be the basement floor. We kind of go from the bottom and work our way up. This particular drawing shows the foundation wall with the footing. This also has a walkout in the back, so it goes back to a normal type wall, and we'll talk about that when we get ready to do our basements. Again, stairs are noted in dimension, the wall thicknesses, the garage, general notes, title block, titles on the sheets. This is a main level floor plan. You'll see there's a lot of stuff here. There's dimensions, there's notes, there's some plumbing fixtures, title block, etc. Then this is an example of a roof plan. And again, I'm not going to go through each one of these, but I would like for you to look at them so you can be familiar with them. Here are elevations. This is where it shows the walkout. This is the opposite. This is the back side, and this is the other side elevation. Here are some very useful tools. Here is a wall section. This is a basement. This is the floor framing. This is the first floor. This is how the rafter or the trusses attach to the building. You should be familiar with this. This will help you understand residential construction. This particular drawing, I also had to do elevations of the kitchen cabinets. That's not typical in a set of house plans, but again, sometimes you're asked to do things that are not typical. Here is a lighting plan and a receptacle plan. Again, we don't always do this kind of thing. This is very simplified. This is basically just showing the light fixture locations and how they are switched. It's showing receptacles on the walls, data, anything like that. Again, very simplistic. This is for the lower level. Also, this is a mechanical plan. Again, this is not typically something that we would do, but it's good for you to be able to see this so you can understand how the ductwork in your house works. So that is just there for an example. Again, I would familiarize yourself with the plan setups, that wall section detail, and the other parts of the drawings. There is another tool in my classroom that is set up along the north wall that is a model of a house that shows all of the framing members of how it would be set up. I would suggest that you walk over and you take a look at it. Some of the things to notice would be the headers, the way the framing is done above doors and windows and below windows, and how the top piece is a double stud. Again, if you're not in class, I will put together a short video and add it to the page in the next day or so that you can kind of see the model also. In the next video, we are going to get into your assignment for doing the second floor plan of your houses.